It's recording now, I think.
Perfect.
Yes, I think we are. Hello, Alan. Thank you so much for joining me today. You're very, very generous to take the time to provide insights for job seekers.
No problem.
I've been sitting in this chair for 18 years and I see how job seekers are rejected on paper or in interviews. And I thought, you know what? I want leaders like yourself I want them to hear it from the horse's mouth, with all due respect, on what makes or breaks on paper and physically. So before we dive in, Alan, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and what you do, what your passion is these days?
Awesome. Well, I'm Alan Paulin. I'm a founder of Mavis, and we are an AI startup that builds document management and knowledge management solutions
Oh,
for small to medium businesses looking to grow into larger enterprise over time. Um,
oh,
and
how
my
interesting.
In my
Okay.
background, I've done a bunch of hiring at I was at Square for a while, and Google before that, and Microsoft before that. So have done a lot
Amazing.
of the big tech scene and probably been involved in thousands of interviews at this point in my life.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, right now I'm in a building phase at Mavis, which is nice. It's a little less focused on the hiring at the moment, but you know, you get to unlock that as you see levels of traction.
Absolutely. So therefore, in your career, it's fair to say that you dived into profiles more on the tech side, more engineers, right? And
Exactly. I've
architects and
mostly for my own teams, I was looking for everything from intern and new grad engineers all the way up to senior staff and principal engineers, as well as
engineers.
various engineering managers along the way. But I've also been involved in a lot of the hiring for related disciplines, from design to product management. All of these mostly
Nice.
looking from the tech
Well,
company
that is
perspective.
very related, absolutely. So I know I don't want to take up much of your time. I know you've got a very busy schedule today. I want to dive right in. Out of the thousands of resumes that you've come across, especially let's say in IT. So let's
Yeah.
talk to the IT job seeker. What do you appreciate on a resume? Where do you find your eyes going first right away? That will, in that first few seconds, it's a yay or a nay. Where do you find
Yeah.
yourself stopping?
It's a great question. I think for me, I'm always looking for things that differentiate people in terms of the extra things they've done outside of what I would call their core.
Right.
Whether that's your side projects, whether that's your even some of the, I'll call them hackathons or awards that you may have won during school because of something extraordinary, or even a project for you know, open source or community. A lot of these things help
Yeah.
people really stand out. And you know, if someone has gone on to participate in say a hackathon and do very well in it, that's something that not everyone can put on their resume. And it's definitely something that I want to learn more about, because these are the kinds of people that will tend to go that extra mile and find those things when you know, you're working together at the same company.
Exactly. Love it. Love it. So you tend to look at that first. And in interviews, I'd love to hear any stories that can help the job seekers out there. Any funny stories? Well, funny, stories of the good and the bad, where you had an occasion where you said, oh my goodness, I cannot hire this human. It's not going to work. And those that you said, wow, now that was a great interview. Start in the next hour. I'm so excited. Like what
Yeah.
stories may you have to share?
Well, why don't I share one that's one of the most interesting interviewing stories I've had, though it doesn't quite fit either of those two categories. I was interviewing on the University of Waterloo campus,
Okay.
and I arrived for what I thought was my interview time as an
Okay.
interviewer. And
Sure.
it turns out there was a mix-up in the times, and while I thought I was half an hour early for my interview, turns out the interview that I was supposed to give had already started half an hour ago, and they were wondering where I was, uh,
Oh,
which is a really bad mix-up. It does
it's a mix
happen.
up. It
Uh,
happened, of course.
I ended up interviewing the candidate for half an hour, the remaining half hour of our hour slot. And of course, given that I was hoping to get a full hour with the candidate, I asked the candidate if they'd be willing to come back at the end of the day, not for an interview, but to continue a conversation.
Sure.
Um, and the candidate came back at the end of the day, having done well in the first 30 minutes. We ended up talking for probably an additional 30 minutes about
Okay.
their career choices and some of the other even opportunities they were pursuing.
Right.
At this point, in a way, I was trying to save face for,
Sure.
I'd
Yes.
made quite the blunder here. So it's one of the only times I've ever been late for an interview.
That's considerate of you. Yep.
And at the end of it, we ended up making this candidate an offer,
Okay.
and they ended up choosing us and
Beautiful.
joining. And I'm actually I think the candidate has been at the company now for more than a decade. Uh,
Oh, that's wonderful.
and
That's so
it's
wonderful.
one of those things where the day didn't go the way it was planned. We both kind of adapted as we did, but I still talk to this person from time to time. They were a great hire, and the candidate went out of their way to come back after the blunder. And yeah, like kind of as they say, the rest is history. But
That's
it's one of those
beautiful.
things where um, not everything always goes as planned, and not everything has a perfect script to it, and it's how we adapt, and sometimes, and the vibes you get from the candidate and from the interviewer can make all the difference to, candidates sometimes have many
Absolutely.
offers, and
Yep.
they're trying to figure out who they're choosing. I'm sure I was probably the only one for that candidate that was late for their interview, and that could have been a really
Yeah.
big, strike against us.
It
Uh,
could have been, absolutely. But your demeanor, though, you seem like a really gentle person and considerate. Your energy does exude that. So,
yeah,
I'm sure that the person felt that you were sincerely, it wasn't really your mistake. It was such an honest mistake,
right,
actually. And when you invited the person to come back, I mean, it's hard to say no when we come from a place of kindness and just sincere
exactly.
owning it,
Yeah,
sincerely owning the error. And that's it. We
right.
move on.
Take accountability. And so the person ends up, although they were applying for, it was either an intern or a new grad software engineering role from Waterloo. They
Right.
they are now in the management, or they're in management. So like they have a very high EQ. They understand that leading from a place of sincerity and kindness as well. And I think it's really propelled them in their career. So maybe that's other kind of tangential advice of, if you've got the right intentions, and you're willing to be both authentic and genuine, then in a way, that's what a lot of people are looking for. Is this someone that
Absolutely.
I can see myself working with every day?
Absolutely. Alan, you are so kind to give me this time. I know you have a hard stop in like 60 seconds. So I just want to ask you one last question. What led you to take up my offer to have me interview you and get some insights from you? Because that's really generous.
That's a great question. I don't take up a lot of emails I get, but
Random, I know.
I think hiring is important, and
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I took a quick look, and liked what I saw of
that's
kind of what
good.
you were doing. So
Okay, good.
I'm happy
It's
to kind of give back in a few places here. I know the job market is not as easy or good as it was 5 years
no,
ago,
it's a
and
mess.
so
Yes.
anything I can do to help, happy to kind of pitch in.
Bless your heart. I thank you so very much. I know you have a hard stop,
Mhm.
so I'll stop it here. We will post this on our YouTube channel and we're going to tag you on LinkedIn.
Amazing.
And that way we can follow your company and your projects and support in any way and, you know, take it from there. So
Sounds great, Laura. I love what
thank
you're
you
doing.
so much. You're
I
so
hope
sweet.
everyone gets great things out of your content. And
Thank you.
yeah, thanks
Thank
for reaching
you.
out too.
Oh my gosh, it's my pleasure. Have a beautiful day in Kitchener.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much, Laura. Enjoy Montreal.
Bye-bye.
Bye.